G'day folks, we're going to do a little bit of a Photoshop demonstration. We're going to learn how to use some layers, we're going to learn how to download images from Google Drive and use them in a Photoshop document. So the first thing we'll do is open up Photoshop. So go down into your taskbar, and if you can't see Photoshop, then the other thing you can do is go to Spotlight and type in Photoshop, and you can see it's the first thing that comes up. So we can just double click on that or hit enter or return, and Photoshop will open up. Now we need to create a new document. We're going to go File, New, and I would like you to call it your name, so Jamie C, and so your name though, not mine. Removing background. We want it to be international paper, and we're going to make it A4. And we need to change the widths here. So I want the height to be 297, and sorry, I want the width to be 297, I want the height to be 210. So that just means it's going to be in landscape. So from there, the resolution is something, for photography we would normally have it at 300 dpi, but because we're just working on images from the web, we want the resolution to be a bit lower, because our images aren't going to have that high resolution. So if I make it 200 pixels per inch and hit OK, now we've got our document. I'm hitting Control Tab and going to Chrome. In Chrome, this is where I've already navigated to the document or the folder that I would like you to download. I have shared this with you via email. If you select this file, then what we should be able to do is go to this little threaded line here and go to download. Now I won't download this now myself, but I want you to, so you've got it on your desktop. Once you have it on your desktop, as I do here, you'll have all of these images that you can play with. And I want you to select the same one as me, and all you need to do, hopefully you've got Photoshop open behind this window, you can just drag and drop it into the Photoshop document. You will notice that over on the right hand side we have now got two layers. If you don't have the layers window open, you can go to window and make sure layers is ticked, and it will be over here. Our image is in here. While it has this bounding box, you won't be able to edit or do anything to it. So we need to double click on the image, giving us this, can't do anything little icon, the circle with a line through it. What we need to do now is right click on the layer that has the image, and we want to rasterize a layer. That is, we're embedding it into this document. What we're going to do is remove the background information. So this black, I want to get rid of that black. And this is something that people that use Photoshop do a lot of. We go over to the quick selection tool. If you click and hold down, you can see that there's a magic wand tool or the quick selection tool. We want to make sure we've got the quick selection tool. Now when we get the tool, we get this range of options at the top here. We want to click on the plus. So anytime we click, we're adding to the selection. And you can see I'm clicking on the black. I'm trying to select the black area in the background. Oh no, it's gone over his hair here. So now I go up here and see the one with a little minus sign. Click on the little minus, and I can go into around his hair, and you can see it's starting to deselect where I'm clicking and dragging the minus from. just want to go in and check. I can Command plus to zoom in and hold the space bar down, and that gives me the hand to drag around. Now I reckon just like a little bit more of his hair there. I can go up to refine edge and I can click on smart radius, and I can can just change the way it's showing me here. Feather a little bit and hit OK. Making sure I'm got this layer selected, I can hit delete and the background is gone. But I still have my marching ants of selection. So to remove that, I hit Command D, or I can go to Select, Deselect. What I'd like to do now is remove this sort of edge of the image. So to do that, I can just get the eraser tool, click on the eraser tool. If my brush isn't big enough or it's really tiny, I can click on this here, change the size of the brush. I need to make sure that my layer is selected, which it is. On here. Now, if I go, oh no, whoops, I can just Command Z to undo, or I can go up to Edit, Undo Eraser. Take that down there. Now my brush is a little bit too soft on the edges, so I can select one that's a bit harder, or I can just drag the hardness of the brush up. I'll go to this one here. It means I can just get a bit closer to that edge without just creating a nice blurry edge. Alright, so now I've got one image in here. Now my plan is to end up with 2 more people's faces on this, and I'll be doing exactly the same thing. Now with this tool, I can click and drag around. If I'm on this layer, I can click and drag around. If I was on this layer here, nothing's moving. Oh, that layer's locked, right. But if I wanted to move him around, I need to make sure I'm on the right layer, the layer that's selected. So right now, I'm happy with that. Now I want to go to Finder, so I can do 2 things. I could go and click on the Finder down in the bottom left, or I can go Command Tab and make sure I'm on Finder. So the next image that I want is this one. He's a pretty angry looking guy. I'm going to drag that onto here. This one's pretty big, so I'm going to zoom out so I can see the edge of the image. So Command minus, and I'm going to I want him on this side, so I'm going to drag him to about here somewhere. I think he might, no, I'm pretty happy with him. I'm pretty happy with him there. I'm going to remove that background, so I'll double click. So now I want to make sure I'm on the quick selection tool. I want to be on plus, so I'm adding to my selection. And I'm going to make sure that the selection is looking good. I'm going to go to refine edge. I want it to be a little bit softer, so I'm going to feather the edge a little bit. I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to delete. I can't do anything because what haven't I done? I haven't rasterized the layer. So right click, rasterize a layer. Now I can delete the background, and there's my other little character over there. So how do I deselect? Command D or Select Deselect. Right, I've got this problem though. I've got this line here on that edge. I want to remove that. Eraser tool. Done. Happy with that. I've got this sort of funny little line along there, so I wouldn't mind getting rid of that funny little line. So I might make sure I've got a soft edge. Oops, Command Z. Just go along little edge like that. I might even just soften that edge there off, just so it's not so solid. How's that? Looks like his shoulder kind of. Alright, I want to go to Finder again, so for me, Command Tab, and I reckon we'll go for this one, yelling one. Alright, so I want her on this side of the image. I need to remove all of that background. Now, obviously, if you remember, I couldn't remove the background before because I hadn't rasterized the layer, so I'm going to rasterize the layer now. Then I need to grab the quick selection tool again. I'm on plus. That's gone pretty well straight away. No, that's not what I want. So we'll go to minus. Then we'll hit delete, see what that looks like. Now I forgot to soften the edge, so it's not looking as nice as I would like, so I'm going to hit Command Z and then refine edge. We'll try that, hit delete. So to deselect, Command D. I don't know, it's looking a bit not quite right around there, so we'll do a little bit of erase with the soft brush. It's kept the same setting as before. I just want to do that. I'd like his face to be a little bit more prominent, so I'm going to move her across like so. And I've just realised I've got these lines around here and I want to get rid of those, so razor tool again. So now we've got 3 layers. I can turn the layer off with the little eye here. And I've got one more thing that I'd like to add, and that is flames. I want him so angry he's got flames out of his head. So we'll go Command Tab. I've got flames here somewhere. There we go. Drag that in. We'll leave this in the center because I want to remove all that black background. So I'll just leave that like so. Right click, rasterize layer. I'm going to turn her off so I can see what's going on. Quick selection tool. We're in plus. I'm going to refine the edge. Hit OK. And then I'm going to delete. Remove these funny lines that have hit the image. And we'll move it up behind his head. Now this one's new. We want to go to here to free transform. We need to zoom out so we can see the whole thing. Now I'm going to hold shift down and grab it by the corner and make it smaller, but not that small. Grab it by the other corner. Yeah, and you notice that it's kind of, I'm happy with that. I want to drag that layer underneath this one here, so now it looks like it's behind his head. We'll let that girl back in there. Now we've got some sort of thing going on. The next thing that I'll do is add a dark background. So I can go down here, click on this sort of half circle, add a solid colour. Got black background. I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to bring that all the way to the bottom there. Now that's just added a black background, and I want to bring her a little bit across now, so he's just peeking out from behind. And the next thing I want to do is make sure I save it. File, save. It's going to go what? And where do I want to save? I'm going to save it into my Photoshop images folder for the moment. Very good. Hit OK. Well done.